15 out.
Yes, sir.
10 away. Ready, open. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take the open.
Expect more on KSCW.
Ready, 1.
This is Eyewitness News at 9 in high definition. Online at KWCH.com. Follow KWCH on Facebook and Twitter.
Police say man beats up a woman in public
We'll
and a
switch to camera
concerned
3
citizen
with
stepped in. That's when the citizen was attacked. He then pulled a gun before police
Ready,
say
switch.
the original suspect took off. That suspect is still on the loose.
Take
Brittany
switch.
Thomason was at Bradley Fair where much
One.
of this took place today. She joins us now with the latest.
And result.
Jacob, police say this all started in the parking lot at Bradley
We'll
Fair
eventually
near
go to
Central
9
and Rock. A man in a vehicle rammed at another vehicle driven by a woman. Police say the
Take
vehicle
9
was filled with several victims.
Key in.
The drivers of both vehicles began to
I'll go
physically
to
fight.
10 sound.
We're told they knew each other. It was a domestic violence situation. People around them tried to help, with one citizen pulling out a gun to help a woman on the ground being beat up by the driver. Police say the
Risky.
person beating the woman up then turned his
Ready,
aggression to the citizen.
And take 10.
There was a
Yes,
gun
Sergeant.
involved with a citizen that was a carry concealed holder that felt that this woman that was being beat severely was,
We'll
her
come out to
life was in
camera 3
danger.
with 10
That
continue.
individual that was assaulting that female then turned his aggression on him and his wife. He felt
Ready,
he
3.
felt jeopardized and in danger himself.
And take 3.
The altercation ended up
We'll go
across
to a
the street
VO
near
11
Central
next.
and
I am
Rock
trying to
Road.
get the
Police are still
show
looking for the male suspects.
And take
Thank you,
11.
Brittany. Fire crews north of Hutchinson are
Key and
still
high
putting
heat.
out
We'll
a
go to
big
12
grass fire
sound
that's
up
been
for
burning
stop.
all day in Reno County. They say it started around 3 this afternoon. Flames jumped highways, spreading several miles long and a mile wide. Crews say the biggest challenge, of
Ready,
course,
12.
keeping up as the winds help these fires spread quickly.
And take 12.
You know, the biggest portion with this area is it's heavy, grown over
We'll
with cedar
post
trees,
you
so
and come out to
driving
camera.
around and fighting it head on doesn't work so well. So the guys have had to been able to flank it.
Q.
Oh, my
Crews
Lord.
say they
Ready,
plan to be
5.
out all night into tomorrow morning monitoring the
I
fire
can't-
in those
can't
hot spots to
be-
keep things under control.
And dissolve
And
time.
Sarah, this just one of many fires
Ready,
across the
chroma
state
full.
today as we expected. Heat and wind creating these treacherous conditions for firefighters. How much longer are we at risk here?
Well, at least a few
Ready,
more
Karma?
days. That breeze still picking up this evening. We have wind at 30 miles per hour
Take it
coming into the
full.
south and Hutch, so not
Dissolve
helping the
Karma?
firefighters out any
Chrome as well.
this evening. And that's going to continue overnight into tomorrow as well. Wind gusts up to 39 miles per hour in Winfield right now. Same for Hutch and Salina. So it's still windy as we get into the evening hours, and we can expect that to continue not just overnight, but over the next 2 days. Wind gusts back up to about 40 miles per hour tomorrow. So we'll be monitoring
Sarah
that
wraps
threat
up, we'll
for
come out to
extreme
camera 1.
fire danger once again. And again, not just through the end of the weekend, but this will continue through Monday as well, as the windy conditions continue along with dry air building in, and it's going to stay warm through then. It's going to be warm tomorrow morning as well, starting off the day in Wichita in the low 50s. And that's where our high should be for this time of year. We'll get even warmer than that by lunchtime into low 60s. Expect cloudy skies to continue throughout the day tomorrow for central Kansas, but there is a cold front on
And
the
right
way
on
that
one
could bring
bit.
some rain to some of us.
Thank
I'll
you.
let you know just who will have the best
Ready,
chance
1.
for those showers in your forecast coming up. Jacob?
And take 1.
All right, Sarah, thank
Ready,
you.
full
Wichita
screen.
police say a 42-year-old man shot and killed a
Take full screen.
16-year-old boy.
We'll go to
Family
9.
identified the boy as Casey Larukowitz. Officers say the shooting happened on South Yale just before midnight last
9.
night. Casey's family says the shooter was a
We'll redo full
neighbor.
screen.
They say they don't know what led up to the shooting.
Take full
Casey's
screen.
best friend spoke with us today and says the
We'll
two
go to
used
10
to play
sound.
basketball together. As the quarterback of their football team, they also made memories on the field.
And dissolve 10.
Casey was the jokester. He always had to
Cute.
laugh about something. He was never like a really bad person. He was just always happy, and you never really seen him down.
Q.
Wichita police say
We'll
the
wipe to
man they
11.
arrested in this case is booked on second-degree murder charges and a felon possession of a firearm.
And white.
A Kansas City man is out of prison
Young man
20
released.
years
We'll go to
and
12
5
sound up
days
for
after
Assad.
being convicted of helping with an arson that killed 6 Kansas City firefighters in a construction site explosion. Ryan Shepard was 17 at the time of the fire. The judge says his age made him incapable of understanding the consequences of that fire,
Lose key.
and that it's unlikely
Ready,
he
12.
knew nearby trailers were packed with explosives. Victims' relatives say for them, this decision is unjust.
Take 12.
Someone has to answer for a crime. Nobody intends to go out and do something and end up with 6 deaths. But this happened, and I'm
We'll
really
close Q and
disappointed
switch
that
to
that wasn't part of this decision.
Q.
The other
Ready,
co-defendants
switch.
in the case are serving life sentences without parole.
Take swish.
An update to a
Ready,
breaking
one.
news situation overnight.
Resolve.
An hours-long
We'll
standoff
go to
with
VO9.
SWAT teams ends with one woman behind bars.
Take 9.
Police say the
And woman
standoff
arrested.
started as a domestic dispute between a
We'll switch to
separated
VO
couple
10
over the
minutes.
custody of their kids. The 30-year-old woman then barricaded herself in her home with 3
Where's
kids
Key?
and a handgun. That's when negotiators and a SWAT unit came in to help. Police say the woman
Ready,
fired
switch.
shots at them, but nobody was hurt. The woman was booked on 2 counts of aggravated assault of a law enforcement officer.
Take swish. Ready,
Kansas State University
20 out.
says
Bye.
it is cutting back its budget by
Resolve.
$6 million. President Richard Myers says the cuts follow a drop in enrollment and uncertain state funding. The cuts represent more than a 2% across-the-board
Lose key.
reduction.
We'll come out to the
Myers
dual
says
mix.
the university's
Camera
funding
1 and
future
FS2.
remains uncertain since
Ready,
the
dual.
legislature hasn't chosen to raise taxes.
And take dual.
Well, the Shocks
We'll
make
switch
their
to Trevor
fans
live
proud
at
tonight,
FS2.
beating Missouri State at the Missouri Valley Conference, but it wasn't easy. Trevor Macy got
Take
some
switch.
reaction from
Ready,
fans
FS2.
after the big win. Hey, Trevor.
And dissolve. Key Trevor.
Hey guys, yeah, Shocker fans are excited
Banner.
that the Wichita State Shockers are going to see themselves in the
Banner.
championship
We'll go
round
to 11
tomorrow. But the
next.
fans tell me that wasn't something that was a surprise to them, even though today's game didn't quite go exactly how they had in mind.
Take 11.
Fans I spoke with said they hoped the Shockers would get off to a better
We'll eventually get a
start
12
today than they
sound up
did
for a song.
yesterday. Maybe gain a lead early on and keep it until the end, but those hopes didn't exactly pan out. Missouri State was
Ready,
able
12.
to score 9 points before the Shocks even got their first 2, and by halftime, Wichita State only led by 3 points, and that had some fans a little nervous.
Take 12.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like the closer games, but in March Madness, I'd rather see the blowout games. You
We'll
know,
come out to
get us
Trevor
out of
again.
here with that W.
And take Trevor.
The Shocks followed through with that, keeping their lead
When Trevor
throughout
wraps,
the
we'll go to
second half,
VO9,
and earning
prom
themselves a
rounds.
spot in tomorrow's championship game. And fans I spoke with say they're looking
Ready,
forward
9.
to another victory in that one tomorrow.
And take 9.
That one against the rival Illinois State. All right, we'll talk more about that game a little bit later. Today, dozens of
Come on,
high
Jacob.
school kids got
I'm
to
gonna
pick
say, you
out
might have to
prom
move this.
clothes for free.
damn it.
Downtown collects
I was
donations
under
from
and
the
now I'm
community
so
so that
effing
students
over.
who may not be able to afford tuxedos or fancy dresses can look the part for their big night. The organizer says seeing smiles
key. Ready,
on
10.
kids' faces makes it all worthwhile.
And take 10.
I was just talking to a little girl just a second ago that last year she was here and had this really super cool dress, and I saw her again. I'm like, I saw you last year, and she's like, yes. And she had another super cool dress. She was so happy.
Workers
Cute.
were also
We'll
on
wipe to 12
standby
to
to
start the
do
tees.
alterations on the clothing free of charge.
And white.
Well, a new round of tweets from the
Already
president
wiped
sparks
it.
controversy, what he's accusing his predecessor of doing,
And
a change
Ready,
that could
set,
impact major industry in the U.S., what we know so far. It's all
Dissolve.
coming up on your Eyewitness News
This
at
will be
9, plus a look at your Storm Team 12 forecast.
And fade and roll.